Hey, you got the politician.
You got the Heineken?
And we got another crazy story for you to get today.
I'm ready for it. Let's get this thing rocking, baby.
All right, here we go. All right, we got another one for you, another story. We're going to try and break it down, try to make sense of it, okay?
All right, let's make it happen.
All right, so this one is called Switching Seats. I booked my flight almost 3 months in advance, and I paid an extra $72 for an aisle seat near the front of the plane. I'm 6'4", and I hate being cramped. Right before takeoff, a flight attendant came over and asked if I'd be willing to switch seats so a family of 4 could sit together. I said, sure, where's the seat? She pointed to a middle seat she pointed to a middle seat in the second to last row of the plane. I laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. I politely said no. I paid extra for the seat. The mother immediately got upset and said, seriously? My kids are 5 and 7. I asked why weren't they seated together when y'all booked the flight? She said she didn't want to pay the extra seat selection fee. Now I feel like I was being punished because I did pay. The flight attendant asked me one more time and I still said no. The mom called me selfish, loud enough so half the people on the plane could hear. People started staring at me like I had done something terrible. For the next 3 hours, I felt like the villain. After we landed, another passenger told me I should have just been a decent human being. But here's the thing. I paid extra for something. Why am I expected to give it up because someone else chose not to? Now, my friends are split. Some say compassion costs nothing. Others say my seat wasn't my responsibility to fix someone else's poor planning. So, what y'all think?
You asking me that?
Yeah, I'm
asking. Man, I could throw a whole lot of shit into this one.
All right, let's hear what you think.
So, I'm going to say this from the beginning. Go all the way back to the back. Go back to turn this shit back on.
Okay.
Because I'm going to break this down piece by piece as to how I would have handled that shit.
Right.
So, I need you to really pay close attention to what I'm finna say. Because the thing is, people feel like they privileged. And when you say I'm stupid, when I hear you tell me you stupid, when you say that shit, in this case, I will be stupid as fuck. And you know why I would be stupid as fuck?
Why?
Because, number one, you paid for the seat. So I'm going to put me in that situation. So I paid the extra money for the fucking seat. Okay? So if I paid for the goddamn seat, this person right here, when she booked her seats, she didn't want to pay because she didn't want to pay that extra money. So why would you feel like it's okay to expect for me to give you my seat that I paid for?
Right.
Because you didn't want to pay for it, but you still want your kids next to you. And now all of a sudden you want me to be the better person. In my mind, it's like this. Now, it's different if you're on a plane and the seating, I didn't have to spend no extra money to get where I wanted to be because of my height. I don't want to be cramped.
Right.
So I paid for the convenience is what it was.
Yeah.
And the luxury.
Yeah.
And the comfort. So I paid for that. You didn't pay for it because you didn't want to spend the extra money. So to me, it sounds like you fucking selfish. Not me. You selfish towards your own fucking kids.
Right.
How you gonna be selfish towards your own fucking kids and then turn around and get on a motherfucking airplane and look at me and tell me, can you just pay for the That's I would have said, if you don't get your punk ass away from me with that whole shit, ma'am, I would have said, ma'am, I don't mean no harm, but I'm gonna say it to you just like this. You didn't pay for your kid's seat. You want them next to you. I paid for this seat. I can't sit in the middle with my fucking knees hitting the back of another seat. I'm not doing that. That's why I paid for this comfort. Now, your punk ass got everybody on this motherfucking airplane looking at me sideways. So, me personally, if I'm on that airplane and people would have been looking at me like I would have said, I don't give a fuck. I'm not moving. Fuck y'all and fuck them little motherfuckers and fuck they mammy.
So here's what I'm gonna take with it. I hear what you're saying. Here's my take on it.
What?
It's this. I don't blame the tall gentleman. I don't necessarily blame the family. I blame the airlines and the planes themselves. First of all, they're not designed for people to travel in comfort.
But they used to be.
They used to be, but not anymore.
Don't know why they not anymore, right? You know what they did.
Hold on. So they don't design them that way. All they worried about is the money. That's right. So they got everybody packed in there like sardines. They barely even care if you get there safe. Because if you think about it, they shouldn't be packed in there like that anyway. They shouldn't be packed in there like that anyway. But here's the thing. So I blame the airlines. They put these situations on the people and make them pay for convenience and to be able to pay to be comfortable. They shouldn't have to do that. They already bought the plane ticket.
And it's still not convenient. Even if you get for the hour, see what they start paying. Because what caused the shit to come to this point, to why we saying what we're saying, when they added that middle seat in there, it took the leg room away.
Yep.
It took the comfort away. And it used to be when they didn't have that third seat, row of seats in there, and they had just one tooth at back and had to spread it out. You could stretch your leg out without touching the other person's seat. They did that, like you said, purposely so they can make more money to put more people on the plane. But at the same time,
these flights are overbooked. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. Every flight is always overbooked.
Overbook these flights.
It's always overbooked, number one. Number two, these motherfuckers know what they doing, know why they fucking doing it. And then they so-called first class. I don't hear first class no more. You know why? Because even at the front of the fucking plane, you know some of these planes, depending on how they built, that have first class, the people that's in the back, they're not even allowed to go up there.
Right.
To use the bathrooms or none of that shit.
Yeah.
And everybody that's in first class got leg room.
Yeah.
But if you notice the planes that they're using, the only people that can ride first class on an airplane are the ones that got that money. They got the money, so they ain't riding on the airplanes you and I, normal people, ride on every day.
What you talking about?
They ain't riding on the same type of airplane they ride now.
What you mean?
Because you don't see first class no more. What airline right now have first class?
Oh, you must be riding some raggedy planes.
I ride Southwest and Frontier.
All my planes had first class on.
Okay, how many seats in the first class section?
Not a lot. It's designed not to be a lot because they want you to pay premium for
But what I'm saying to you, the first class section,
right?
And based on my knowledge, I know on a lot of motherfucking airplanes,
right?
The first class section always have at least 4 rows, but they spread it out just in the front of the fucking plane.
Right.
I don't see that no more. I ain't seen that on an airplane in a long time. That's what I'm saying to you.
They do have airplanes where it is strictly all.
You got the first class, and then you have the curtains to close the motherfucking back part off.
No, but what do they call that? Not Gen Pop. What do they call that?
What?
What do they call that?
What?
All the rest of the regular plane seats. What do they call that?
It's not second class, so I'm not sure. All I know is for the poor people. That's all. It's for motherfuckers that got a whole lot of money.
They all say poor people.
But it's for people that ain't got no goddamn money. But they still can afford to fly.
We'll say general admission. Let's say that.
That don't even make no sense on no more.
I can't remember what the word is.
Yeah, but it ain't. It's for motherfuckers that can afford to fly, but they can't afford first class. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Man. Anyway, so they have planes where it's just like that, but that's the only thing on the plane. You're right. That's what I was getting to.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell your motherfucking ass is this: the planes now that we fly on.
Right.
There aren't any more planes built where you have that first class set up like that.
That you've been on.
That I know, that I've been on.
Okay.
Now, back in the day when I was getting on airplanes, they had that. Is what I'm saying.
Well, you're saying more planes had that.
More planes, because right now when you sit in the front of the plane, it's only 2 seats on this side and 2 seats on this side. That's not considered first class. That's just you got more comfort, but that's not first class.
Well, you understand what I'm saying? Let's talk about that though too. Why is comfort and first class seem to be changing and downgrading?
Because again, greed.
But if I'm paying for it, then I should be able to have all the comfort, all the.
But you're not getting it, because let me ask you a question then, since you want to go there.
Okay.
Since you go in there, tell me, why is it dependent on the airline that you're on? You got to pay for everything. This is the only one that will feed you something without charging you.
Right.
Whether it's some peanuts, whether it's some cookies, and some crackers, and a drink, or soda, or some water. It's the only airline in this country that'll give you something without making you pay extra for it. They don't have Pan Am anymore. They gone.
Yeah, they long gone.
Right, they long gone, been long gone.
Yeah.
What else we got out there besides the Spirit gone now? Who else? What other airline out there? When I went to California when I was a young'un, and I had to do. That was a long time. And the fucking plane had the seats, like I told you, in first class. They had the seats where they had 4 on one side and 4 on the other one. And it had a gap where your ass could stretch your legs out like this.
Right.
And you put your knees up and never touch the other person's back seat.
Right.
That's first class to me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
What plane you know like that right now?
But that's what I'm saying. They're cutting it down so that they can have more seats on the plane and they can make more money.
Okay, I get all of that. What I'm saying, to me, that's not first class anymore. You can't call that first class.
But they do.
But they do, but I'm telling you, it's not first class. It's bullshit.
Okay.
Okay, that's basically what it is. It's bullshit.
You can say that, but that's what it is.
That's what it is to them, and the people that's spending that money, and them people that's spending that money don't give a shit really, because they still do it. Use it as a write-off. They got money. They write that shit off as a business trip.
Right.
Okay, I get that.
Right.
To me, now first class is having my own private shit.
Yeah.
That's first class to me, because now I can sit down there. When I get a certain feet in there, they gonna have waitresses in there bringing me what the fuck I want, and I gotta put them up money in my goddamn pocket. They just gonna bring it to me, feed me. What you want to drink, sir? I want this. I'm gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? That's first class.
So let me ask you another question, because he said it was a 3-hour flight. How much comfort do you need for a 3-hour flight?
Enough to where your fucking legs don't go to sleep on you.
But it's 3 hours though. Think about
I don't give a fuck. Okay, I was sitting in there on my way back from Houston this time. I told a lady, because I had an in seat going to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I was cool.
Right.
On the way back, they had me in the middle. I'm like, this is some bullshit. Because I didn't, go in there and pick my seat. They picked my seat.
Right.
And I was fine with it.
Right.
So when I got on the airplane, when we were boarding, I was walking through and I asked her, I got in, went to my seat. I sat down in the middle and everything. And then the stewardess came by. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, look, I got bad knees, which is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
My legs get cramped up, and if y'all have room, if you have an aisle seat once the plane is completely loaded, can I switch seats? She said, sure. We'll see what we can do. She said, tell the guy in the back, the other stewardess, that, let him know, because she was gonna be working like the middle part of the plane.
Okay.
And I was almost toward the back.
Okay.
And so she said, let him know too, and we both will be looking for you. I said, okay. So I'm sitting there. Now, the 2 seats that was in front of me is, the exit door was right there where I was sitting at. So you had exit door over here and one on that side, right? So most of the time, if nobody don't purchase those seats, then they just empty. They just sitting there.
Right.
Or they'll ask somebody, like, if an emergency happened, we have to land, are you willing to assist?
Right.
And they asked me that when I got up, and I said, yeah. So plane got boarded. They was talking about getting ready to take off and this, that, and the other. So I'm sitting there, I'm chilling. So the stewardess came up to me, and I had already told him, and he said, he asked that same question, are you willing to, I said, yes, I got it. He said, okay, you can come up here and sit. Now I had both of them seats to my goddamn self. So guess what? If I needed to go to the bathroom and I didn't walk around nobody, nothing obvious. Get up, unbuckle, walk to the bathroom, the back of the plane, come back, sit down. I had the whole shit to myself. So that was like first class to me, and I'm in the fucking almost at the end of the goddamn plane.
I hear you.
And I had the comfort I need. The reason why I say based on the question you asked, I feel like you need it on a 3-hour flight, number one, because number one, like I said, some people got bad knees, some people are real tall, some people are claustrophobic, some people can't stand being too close to other motherfuckers.
But here's the thing. So what you're saying is true. All of that's true. I just want you to take this into consideration for once. So that same trip to Houston, right?
Mm.
How long would that have taken you if you would have drove?
It would have took me about 17 and a half hours.
Okay then. And during that 17 and a half hours, how many times would you stop? About 5 times. So what's that? 5?
But that's the piss. Stretch my legs.
No. I'm saying what's 17 divided by 5?
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
And that's you gonna be sitting in the car going like this, and you don't have all the space. I mean, granted, there's a little bit more space.
Oh, I got to spend no, not look my ass. Cause I said I ain't like you. I don't sit with my knees touching the goddamn dashboard. My shit's stretched out. So when I'm driving, I'm just using my feet. I ain't putting no whole lot of pressure. And once I get to a certain speed, I put it on cruise control, and I take my feet be up like this. I'm rolling. And I'm listening to my music, or I'm talking to whoever in the car with me. So I'm actually more comfortable in my car than I am an airplane.
But that would be, like you said, 17 hours. If you could make the trip in 3 hours in your car, but it was a little bit more cramped, would you do it?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have no problems with it?
Yeah, I still would have a problem.
No, you wouldn't.
No, yes, I would.
But what you just said,
I still would have a problem because I still like my comfortableness. What did I do when I got in your car? Fuck that. What did I do when I got in your motherfucking car? Answer what I asked you. What did I do?
You rolled the seat back.
What did I say?
Yeah, you rolled the seat
back. And what did I say?
But what I'm saying is, when you thinking about it, you going from one place to another, and it's taking you hours versus, almost a whole day.
Okay, it's gonna take a whole day almost if I drive.
If you drive, right. That's what I'm saying. But if you get there in 3 hours, that's not all day.
No, but it's still them 3 hours. I don't want that uncomfortable. I don't want that to be uncomfortable. Fuck that. I want my comfortableness wherever I'm at all times. But that's just me. Everybody don't think like that.
Everybody.
I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
So I'm about to tell you now. Okay. You can go straight to hell with it. First of all, because if I spend my money on some shit, I want what the fuck I want.
I know that. I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, put it in perspective.
But I don't think you was being an asshole.
So, I ain't say that.
No, I'm talking about on this. What are we talking about?
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying, can you think for a moment, if you put it in perspective, it's on a plane. He is right. It's only 3 hours. Mm-hmm. How much comfort do you need for 3 hours?
You're not going to make me agree with that. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Give me my comfortability. I won't be comfortable.
I'm just saying, think about it.
I thought about it. It ain't nothing else to think about. I don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? I need you to pay close attention to the words that's coming out of my fucking mouth. I don't give a fuck. Give me my comfortability. Now, okay, so I'm going to ask y'all. Y'all can call me selfish. I don't give a fuck. I needs my comfortability. I spent my motherfucking money. I'm not moving because another motherfucker was too cheap to spend their fucking money. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying. Put it in perspective.
It's in perspective for me. My perspective of it is I want my comfortability. I want to be comfortable. So, again, I'm going to look at you. I need to look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at me when I'm talking to you, young man. Pay attention to the words that's coming out of my fucking mouth. I don't give a fuck for the simple reason motherfuckers will take your kindness for weakness.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And because based on this little setup, the little story that you just read,
right?
This woman, expected you to do it.
Oh, for
sure. She was in the expectation that you just gonna be the nice guy and be nice, and just now, fuck your $72. She didn't give a fuck about you having to spend $72 extra to get that fucking seat.
Right.
She didn't give a fuck.
Now she would have been cool and gave him the money back. That'd have been something.
But the flight attendants, the airline wasn't gonna do that.
No. I'm saying if the mother would have said, "Here's the extra money,"
but she didn't offer this.
No. But I'm saying that would be something different.
It would be different.
That would be.
But then I would not. Then in that case, I may not have mind.
Right.
But she.
So what you're
saying
just
came on the motherfucker expecting you to fucking do it.
So what you're saying is it's about money.
In that case, it would.
It's about money.
Call it what the fuck you want. It's about my motherfucking money. I work hard for my shit.
So then I bet you. So let me ask you this then.
What?
I'm gonna turn the screw a little bit more.
Okay.
Same situation. He didn't have to pay extra. Everybody paid the same amount. They just got randomly assigned. Now what?
I probably would have did it.
You would have did it.
I would have did it. And
so
the reason why I would have done it.
about the money.
I would, huh?
So it's really about the money.
In that case, yeah.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
just trying to.
And I'm being fucking honest, and it don't bother my conscience to say it. I just want you to know it does not bother my motherfucking conscience to say it. It was about the motherfucking money. But the reason why I feel I'm telling you, I probably would have done it for the simple reason. And then again, even though you're reading this shit, it depends on how she was asked too.
So you're saying tone?
Tone plays a big role in why a motherfucker do shit.
Okay.
Because I was raised as a gentleman. Because you ain't being a gentleman because you doing this shit for her. I was raised as a gentleman. If I'm sitting down and a lady standing up, I'm getting the fuck up and let her sit down. You see what I'm saying? If she got a kid, I'm definitely gonna get the fuck up. And she ain't gotta ask me. I'm just gonna fucking do it.
Right.
I do it all the time. Because when I'm on public transportation or I'm somewhere and I'm riding and a person get on the where I'm at, being transported somewhere, automatic. If it's a lady, I say, ma'am, come sit down.
Right.
I don't give a shit how young she is. I tell her, come sit down. And people be looking at me like, why you giving? I be seeing guys be sitting there looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm saying to myself, you's a dumb son, bitch.
Well, I mean, that's something that has to be taught. That's not something that's
Exactly.
not taught anymore.
Exactly. And if you from the old school where I'm from and how I was raised, that's what you do for women.
And you real old.
Whether it's call me what the fuck you want. God damn it. But the point is, I was taught that you be respectful.
Right.
Especially the older people.
Yeah.
People with white hair. You got people not got white hair, they younger than me.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, because of where I came up at, in the era I came up in, if a woman got on transportation and you were there and you sit down and you let her stand up, you ain't worth a shit. Now you're a piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But in the case with this, you wouldn't be a piece of shit.
No. But it's interesting. So a factor is money is a factor, and also how you ask is a factor, and that's true. I think if she would have came a certain type of way, but it's almost like you said, she came expecting that was going to happen.
And that you were supposed to fucking do it.
Right. Because
she had 2 kids. Because, they use that sympathy. Try to use that sympathy card. See, that's why I say, how you do. One conversation we had, how you try to twist shit around it. And I know, but I know you.
I don't twist nothing.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, what the fuck ever. As I was saying, it's all about how you ask. And even just say I did pay for it. If she would have came to me differently, I may have would have done it.
Right.
Even if I paid for the seat. But me looking into this and then how she was reacting and then had made everybody start looking at you sideways.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
No, she could go straight to hell.
Nah, that ain't cool.
She can suck her own asshole.
That ain't cool.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
So, I mean, she right there proved to me that I made the right decision, not just because I paid for the seat, but because she expected me to do it.
Right.
Because it was her kids, and she was using her kids as a sympathy card to make me feel sorry for her. When she said, I didn't want to pay for the extra seat or the extra aisle seat for them. See, so she basically told on herself and told me that she was saying, you can give up your seat even though you paid for it. Fuck you, give my kids them seats. That's the attitude I would have been listening, looking at.
I don't know if she said all that, but I feel what you're saying. I just think.
Well, so think about it. She didn't even say the word "fuck you."
Right.
It was her whole attitude because you said no.
Right.
Her whole attitude is she knew you paid for the seat.
Right.
Because she heard you tell the stewardess you paid for the fucking seat.
Right.
In her mind, so you paid for the seat. Fuck you. I got kids. I need them next to me.
Yeah.
Without saying those words like that,
right.
That's what she's saying.
Right.
So she can suck my ass when I got the bubble guts. I'm just saying. I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it at all.
Oh,
so now you tell me.
You're right. I ain't disagree with what you're saying. I'm just looking at it differently.
See, I know why you're looking at it differently though. You're looking at it differently because I noticed the words you kept using. So it's about the money, huh? But no. Hear me out. It's about the money, huh? Mm-hmm. It's about the money. It's the character. Now you're looking at the character. See, I know where you're going with this, but guess what? You know what I say to that?
What?
Fuck you too.
But I just think it's interesting that plays a factor. That if the money wasn't a part of it, I think it's a bigger, I don't want to say issue, but a bigger factor within our society and within life. How money can change the situation.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Why is it though, you think it? Because you're right to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think money plays a big factor in a lot of decisions that people make nowadays?
Because we've given money a certain level of power, and we assume that when we use it, we expect that there be that gives us privilege or buys us things or grants us access to things, when really it doesn't. If we use money the way that it was intended, I feel like things would be differently, because the way money, I mean, the concept of money is used is tender to trade for goods and services, but we don't use it for that. Money is way more than just that.
It's about status.
It's about
you got money.
Status. It's about access. It's about privilege. If you have a lot of money, it should just mean you should be able to purchase goods
give
and
the money.
services.
Whoever you give the money, shut the fuck up and give me what I asked for, because I'm paying you for it.
But
that's basically what it is. But here's why I asked you this question.
Okay.
Because everything you said was true. The only part about it, it's not always we, the people, that make the money like that. It's the fucking people that make the money and the government, and how they done set the whole system up to make you dependent on money to survive.
But you're right, because I'm a part of the game too. But I want you to think about this. If we, and by we I mean everybody, all Americans, everybody living within these yet to be United States, if we decide tomorrow that the dollar ain't worth nothing, all the markets would crash. Yeah. Everything will fall apart.
Of course it would.
The only reason why it works is because everybody gets up whenever they get up. Whether
How
they
many
get up in
fucking
the morning,
times
when
have
they
I
get up
said
at
this
night,
to you?
when they get up at whatever.
How many times have I said that?
We believe in the dollar, and so that's why it keeps working.
Okay, but here's the thing. Take what you said. It is so true. If we all in America decide to say, you know what, government, you do what the fuck we say do, when we say do it, and you fucking like it, even if you don't, and stop using money, and then go back to the old, how I grew up, growing your own shit,
right,
having your own meat,
right,
having everything you want to, because you can do it.
right.
Guess what happens? The whole system shuts down. They can't lock everybody up, right? They can tell the government to go to hell, you ain't getting no more money from us, right? But see, here's the issue. Here's the issue, and I said this before. They already know we ain't gonna do it. You know why they know we ain't gonna do it?
I don't think that they know that we're not gonna do it. They've built a system and a program that's good at convincing and spitting out more people who are gonna believe the same thing. And so that's why the world still turns. If enough people stop believing, it don't even have to be everybody. If enough people start believing that the dollar don't mean nothing, and start operating on a whole nother level, it's gonna crumble.
But it'll crumble, yeah. But here's the problem with that.
We even saw an example of that during the pandemic. Nobody was able to really work like that,
and they wasn't spending money like that.
So they gave people money and said spend,
and people still didn't spend.
People spent though.
Yeah, they did.
There was folks who spent the money before they even
as soon as they got it, and that was the problem.
But that's what they wanted. They wanted people to spend money, and so by doing that, that helped everything else
keep afloat.
Right.
Actually keep afloat. But that's why I said that was the problem. The people should have said, we're gonna keep this money. We ain't spending that money. We're gonna hold on to it.
The whole thing would have toppled.
Yeah, and which should have happened.
Whole thing.
It literally should have been done to prove to themselves that we still got the power.
Yeah.
Because they've been programmed to believe that they got to have money to do everything that they want to do, and they didn't want to change their lifestyle.
Right. But not only that, that's what I'm saying. So going back to our original story about the airline seat and how a big factor, I won't say it was the only factor,
money.
but
It's
the
the
big
money.
factor is the money.
It's money.
So what I'm saying, it's all up here.
I agree.
It's all
I've never disagreed with that. And I told you when you first said it about the money. Yeah, it was about the money at the time, because I spent my hard-earned money to get that extra seat. Right. I mean, that extra that comfort. And she get on here acting like I was supposed to do it, and using her kids as sympathy to get me to do it. But
I saw an article that tripped me out to help kind of put things in perspective for myself outside of this story or whatever. I believe it costs the government somewhere around 12 to 15 cents to produce a $100 bill.
Okay.
How much time does it take the average person to make $100?
Damn near 8-hour shift, because of the economy and because of how each state laws are set up and how much they paying their minimum wage. Like I told you, I had this conversation the other day. Maryland paying their minimum wage now is $18 and some change an hour.
Yeah.
You go in West Virginia, still $7.
Right.
Something. Go to Texas, still $7 and something.
Right.
Who gonna live off of $8 or $7 a fucking hour?
That part.
See,
but again, the value you place on money is how much time you spend making that money.
It. Yeah.
So
and that's
I can understand.
fact.
So him saying $72, absolutely. We don't know his financial situation. We don't know the young lady situation in the story. But they put that value into the money because of how long it took them to make that money. And all I'm saying is,
which is straight up bullshit.
All I'm saying is, we could really turn everything on its head if we decide we're not gonna work for money no more.
I agree.
We're not gonna do this for money. If everybody went back to, like you said, growing their own stuff and doing their own thing, and we went straight back to just barter and trade, hey, you really good at growing some stuff, I'm really good at making some stuff, and we kind of almost there.
Yeah.
Because if you go online in the online community, people making all types of trades and goods and stuff like that. You're not buying from stores. You're buying from other individuals.
No, they buying from each other.
Right, who are making stuff. Now we using the government as far as money and taxes and business and all that. But if we find, there are microcosms of this. The Amish community, they do that.
Yeah.
Native Americans, they do that.
Yeah.
They have these little pockets. But because they've established themselves that way, trust and believe the government knows about them and making sure that it stays
within that reach, their power, where they can, if they want to stay, you can't do it no more, they'll figure out a way to stop you. And I like this for the simple reason we got both our perspectives out of it, but at the same time, I look at it from the standpoint. And that's why when you was reading this shit, I was saying, this heifer here, I already think you supposed to fucking do this shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I picked up on that shit as soon as you started.
For sure. She thought
and then she turned
was
around and tried to make everybody on the airplane think you was the bad guy when you paid for your own fucking shit. And then she tried to turn around and make you feel guilty because you paid for your shit and decided not to give it to her for her kids.
But that's my whole point right there. She tried to make other people think to influence him to do something. Where did she learn that from?
She society.
Because that's what society does.
Yes, she learned from society.
Makes you think certain things
that you're privileged.
Other people and makes you. So that's all we're doing. We just doing that.
Well, you know how I am. Do you think if I got a whole lot of money, I would change how I act and treat people?
No.
You think I'll still cuss motherfuckers out?
Yeah.
You still think I would have the same mentality I have now?
Yeah.
But then I would also be willing to help those that need help. You see the same? Some people get money, ain't never had none.
Right.
And they get it and then they forget where they come from. And then they do the fool and then think they put themselves up like these movies.
No. See, I gotta stop you right there. It's not that they forget where they came from. They're putting into practice what they've learned. They said when you get money, it's been implanted in their mind that I have this money now, and it grants me access. It grants me privilege. It gives me ownership of things. When really, it don't do none of that at all.
No.
It's all in your head to make you think
I
that.
get all of that. But
it's the same thing. I even do it like this on a whole nother level. And you know I'm telling the truth.
Okay, I'm listening.
Could be the ugliest brother you've ever seen.
I get it.
But if his pockets are full of money,
he can get the finest, best looking motherfucker on planet Earth.
And it's all because
of that money.
All because of that money. And I'm like, that's wild to me.
I agree.
That's wild to me.
100%. That's where I was going with this. These movies I be watching.
Okay.
I was telling you. These
you can't be telling people about the movies you be watching.
No, shut the fuck up. What I'm saying is these movies, especially the culture that I be talking about, I watch a lot of martial arts.
Right.
Okay, so that culture look down on people that don't have money. In real life. That's not just the movies. In real life, that's how they is. You ain't got money.
Right.
Oh, they look down on you. Bad.
Right.
Well, it's the same way here. And that's what you were saying when you first brought up about when, just say, and I mentioned to you, just say, you and I come out the neighborhood. And we grew up with certain people. They ain't never had no fucking money. They poor just like we was. But then something presented itself where they get a lot of money, either win the lottery or they start something and they start making a lot of money and now they rich. when I said to you, they forget where they came from. What I meant by that is they don't really forget where they came from. What they do is now they put themselves in a different bracket of who they are.
Yeah.
And so now the people they grew up with, they look at them like they shit. Number one. Number two, they forget the home bringing that they had when they were kids coming up. So now they turn around and say, now, well, I'm like you said, the status, the privileges, the so forth. You ain't got this. I got mine. You need to get yours, and I don't owe you shit.
Right.
Okay, so final thoughts. We've confused money with status and privilege. Paying for something doesn't create a moral obligation for someone else to accommodate you. That's where people get it twisted. Courtesy is an entitlement. The family had every right to ask, and the passenger had every right to say no. If sitting together was essential, that responsibility falls on the airline seating policies or booking process, not another passenger. Kindness is meaningful because it's voluntary, not because it's expected. In the end, this is an instance that reminds us that we need to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly. We'll see you next time.